Hello, it's Chloe from Clobber Creations. Today I thought I'd do a little bit of a craft haul. Over the last month I've bought a lot more than I usually do, just because there have been some offers around which I couldn't refuse. So I've been to a few different charity shops in the local area. I've also been to Hobbycraft. Yeah, I think... Oh yeah, and I got a couple of things from ASDA as well. So I'm just going to quickly show them and let you know if I've got a project for them or not. Okay, so the first fabric I'm going to show you I got in Helston the other week. I haven't got much to show you because, as you may be able to tell, I've already cut something out of it. I can't show what I've made with it quite yet, as it's a pattern test for someone. But yeah, basically I was trying to find some nice knit fabric to use for this test pattern, and fortunately we happened to go into this charity shop on the way back from something else, and it matched the other fabric I had for this project a lot better than the other scraps I had in my stash. So I picked this up. So yeah, it's quite a nice medium weight knit. It feels really nice and soft. There was about probably just over a metre of it. Yeah, no more, definitely not 1.5 meters. But yeah, I've managed to squeeze out the project I wanted for it. And I'm hoping possibly to do a headband to go with it, possibly looking at the Stitch Sisters ones that they've done recently, as I think it would match what I've done really well. So yeah, that's what's left of that fabric. It's already been used straight away, which is very unusual for me. The other fabric I got from Helston in a different charity shop is this. It's quite pink actually, this fabric, which is unusual for me as I don't tend to wear a lot of pink. I'm not very keen on the colour pink. I'd much rather wear red, which I'm wearing at the moment. So I'm not sure what type of fabric it is. I was hoping it was a crepe, but I'm not too sure now. It's not a soft, so I'm not completely sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking possibly a dress, but it just depends. I'm not sure if it will be too itchy for that. So I kind of need to do a bit more investigating on this bit. But yeah, there's a fair bit of fabric here actually. I can't remember how much, but there definitely is enough to do a dress if I wanted to. The other day I went to a much closer charity shop in Penryn. I think it's called Penryn Treasures, and they were having a sale on their items, and I managed to pick up this lovely retro fabric from there for 50p. So I think there's about, I don't know, there's a good couple of meters there, and it's quite wide. It's got a lovely print, and it will drape really nicely. So again, I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of it, or when I'm going to make something out of it. Hopefully soon, but I do have other things in mind at the moment. So I think it would probably make quite a nice dress. I guess you could do a blouse as well. Got quite a nice big print on it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to using it, but I just need to find the right pattern for it first, I think. In the charity shops as well, I was lucky enough to find some sewing patterns. A lot of the charity shops close to me anyway have really gone up in price on sewing patterns. So when I was first looking at sewing patterns there, they used to be really cheap, about 10 or 20p, and more recently, especially in Falmouth, it's about £1.50 to £2, and these are for patterns which have already been used and cut up, might be torn a bit. So I was really pleased to find in Penryn, I can't remember what the charity shop's called, but it's a newer one on the high street, and I found some sewing patterns there for 25p, which is a really good price. And it makes you, because sometimes you don't know if someone's cut the size you want or not. So you might be purchasing one and then you find out parts are missing, or you know, you can't retrieve the size you want. So yeah, so I've got a few here. The first one I got is this Make It Easy, and it's in a pouch. It shows you how to make a trench coat plus variations. There's also a long nightie with lace trim on there as well, which is probably quite nice for the hot weather we're having at the moment. So inside it comes with the full pattern pieces. So it looks like someone has cut out a bit of this. I'm not sure what they've made. Yes, and then there's the booklet as well that comes with it as well. So yeah, there is this lovely trench coat. I've never made a coat before. I'm not sure if that's something I want to do yet with my sewing, but this does look like a lovely pattern, and there are lots of lovely detailed pictures for each section and ways that you can mix and match it. Also variation where they've made it into a dressing gown, which is quite nice to see. There's also a coat dress, which I don't think I'll be making. But yeah, the nightie looks quite nice and simple, so which is probably a bit more realistic for my skill set at the moment. This next pattern is a butterick pattern, actually from Fabricland, which is one of my favourite shops. With this sewing pattern, I was really drawn to the design. I've previously had ready-to-wear shop bought tops which are just like the ones on the front cover, and I really like that sort of curved band at the top and then the looser fit for the rest of it. So I'm not sure, so I'm not completely sure what size has been cut on here, or if the size has been cut at all. Doesn't look like that bit's been cut at all. Actually, it looks like none of this pattern has been cut, which is brilliant, because it means that I've definitely got my size there, which I think I'm the top size for this pattern anyway. But yeah, so for 25p for a pattern that, you know, is something that I would wear, I'm really happy with that. The next one, I feel like I might actually have this pattern from a charity shop, which is fine because I think this is a slightly different size. So I picked this up firstly because it was only 25p, and secondly because it's a nice nightie design. I might just have one similar to this, I'm not sure, but I thought if I wanted to make any of the rest of my family something for them, I could use this if it is a different size to the one I've already got, because I feel like I might have the size down from this one. I also got this Berda blouse. So yeah, another one. I'm not sure when I'm going to make that. I'm probably more likely to make the other top first, so that will probably be added to my stash for the interim. The final thing I picked up from this particular charity shop is this random pattern. So I don't know what this was from. It doesn't, oh okay, it says Cupcakes for Clara on there, and it's got copyright from 2012. So yeah, you can kind of make, I mean, yeah, this is a rabbit. So you can make a rabbit fatty, it's called. Make your own rabbit fatty. Or you can also make a kitty fatty. So the choice is yours. I just thought it looked like quite a nice simple, fairly simple make. So you just, and I think also, so what you do is you trace the pictures, these templates here, but I think someone's already traced a bit for me here, so I just need to double check it, but I might already be partially there. It just looked like quite a nice sweet idea, so you know, I might make one of these for my niece, I'm not sure. Now from the charity shop that I got the 50p fabric, I also got this lovely box. it's listed as sewing patterns on there, but it's not. It's actually a little compendium of different sewing techniques just to guide you through. So I think I got this, it says £2 on the top, but they actually gave it to me for £1 because they were having their sale. So yeah, each bit, so it's got an A to Z on it, and it's all conveniently in this little box. So if I just bring it over, and so if I take out A for now, just so I can show you what's on one of these, on each card for the letter. So for A, it's got all of them listed for alterations to patterns, and then it lists the cards that you need to go to look at alterations for armholes, back, bust, combining two patterns. All of those are down there on the left, and there's also for applique. So then in front of them is all of the cards for A. So on the front you can see there's the armhole alterations that you can look at. So, and then on the back there's alterations to patterns, which is on card A1. And yeah, I just thought, I mean, I have got some older sewing books from charity shops, and I think I got one from my nan as well. But this just looks quite nice if you wanted a quick reference. You can just go, oh yeah, which technique do I want to look at? I quite like that. I know I've seen one, I think it's under Z. On the card for Z, it's got zips, but the very top one is avoiding zips. So if you really don't want to make a zip, it gives you advice on, depending what you're making, how you can go about creating a different fastening or avoiding a fastening altogether. So yeah, I was really pleased with this, and I just think it looks really sweet, and it's a lovely little archive that I can look through when if I get stuck on a pattern, or I'm quite interested with that combining two patterns one, so it's definitely worth having a flick through. So the rest of my haul is from Hobbycraft and ASDA. So a lot of my stuff was from the charity shops. Normally I've been trying to buy less fabric just because I've moved flat and there's a lot less storage space, although there are more benefits to living in this flat. It does mean that I can't store things the same way I used to, and this means that my fabric stash does need to go down drastically. But anyway, so I'm going to show you the stuff from Hobbycraft. They had a sale, I think it was last month. So probably the start of last month I bought these. So the first thing I got, it's a bit creased because I need to iron it, is this lovely Into the Woods cotton fabric. So I've actually got more than I think I asked for because it was near the end of the roll. So it's fairly thin. I mean, it feels really soft, so I'm just wondering what to make with it. I'm either going to make something for my niece, perhaps a dress, or otherwise I'm just trying to work out if it's thick enough to make some cropped pyjama bottoms or perhaps some shorts. So yeah, I don't know if it's got on the side where it's from. But yeah, it's from Hobbycraft anyway, and it was half price, so I think it was £4 a metre. So I asked for a metre, but I think I got about 1.5 meters there. The other fabric in the same collection, which I'll have to look up and link, I got this, I think I've just got 1 metre here because it wasn't the end of the roll. And again, it's got this lovely bear and fox design. It's got hedgehogs and leaves on. Again, I just thought it was really pretty, and it's probably something I'll make something for my niece with, whether it's a garment or making a bag for her, I'm not completely sure yet. The final thing I got from Hobbycraft is this huge wad of jersey fabric. Now this jersey fabric was half price. I think it's normally £8 a metre, but I got it for £4 a metre, which is a really good price. So it looks like a single knit, because you can see the pearl on the back, and I asked for 4 metres, although I think I've got about 4.5 metres. Saying that, I have seen a stain on it, which I probably won't find now, but so I'm a bit disappointed with that, but saying that, I still benefited from an extra ½ metre, so as long as I can cut out what I want, that's fine. I'm torn between making a Joni dress, a Coco dress, or perhaps another Molly dress. There's also, I've got Wendy Ward's Sewing with Knits book, so I'm wondering whether to make the t-shirt dress out of that as well. So though I've been looking for a lovely stripy fabric for ages, I'm now wondering what to make with it, just because I can probably make 2 dresses out of this, or I'm hoping I can, because it is a wide fabric. It's just deciding which 2 dresses to make. So they'll probably be dresses, and that's as far as I've got. Finally, the random one for my craft haul is that I got these from ASDA. So these bath sheets are 100 centimeters wide by 150 centimeters, and they were half price, so I think they were £4 each. Now what I want to make with these, I've made a couple of beach dresses, and I've recently resorted to towels just because toweling fabric's really expensive. I don't live near any major fabric shops, so I wanted to make another beach dress, but I didn't want it to be in a really bland colour, so I made this yellow one the other month, maybe a month or 2 ago. So following that, I've seen some people who were wearing these really nice towel throwovers. They're sort of, I mean, a lot of the ones I've seen have hoods. I don't necessarily want one with hoods, but they've got lovely sort of kimono sleeves on them, so you can just throw it on after you've been in the sea. And as I live really close to the sea, I thought it would be really nice to make one of those. So I do have a plan for these at least. But yeah, I just thought £4 for a metre of fabric is really good, and they're nice and colourful, so that's why I bought those 2. Okay, well that's everything for this time. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be back soon to show you what I've made with these things. Thanks!